and welcome to tonight's first episode of Party of Two,
Woohoo!
where one married couple takes on a world of gods and monsters. I am your DM for tonight, Weston Bell. Why is this so funny to you?
Because you're so nervous.
I am. All right. I am.
Do you want me to do it?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
I think everyone will just laugh at me right there, so
Okay.
it'll help to
Okay.
break the ice. So introduce yourself. our
Hi,
player.
I am Haley. I am the lots of movement on my camera. I am the wife of the wonderful and illustrious GM for tonight, Weston, and I am the PC, which is very exciting because I get to sit here and play in the world that Weston has created.
Well, luckily the world was created by Paizo, but I get to
That's
create the story. To give a little background on what Party of Two is. So
Your camera's right here.
That's true. I'm looking towards the mic, I guess.
You don't need to look towards the mic.
We are what I would call pandemic players. We are
Oh my
people
gosh,
who
yes.
began playing during the pandemic, during lockdown. And during that time, unfortunately, though, we started playing with our kids, but we couldn't really play with other adults, really. No one was getting together, no gaming stores were hosting, and we were not that keen to do online virtual tabletops or Discord server games. We wanted actual in-person play. So that left us with only each other to play with. And so in that, we were like, well, what do we do? How do we play with just two? And so we started playing games with just the two of us. And as we looked out into the community, we noticed there was people who wanted that, but no one was doing it.
Nothing out there. We found one couple that was doing it called
Don't name drop.
oh, okay. I won't name drop. But we found one other channel that really had some information out there that helped guide this, but there was nothing else out there, especially there was nothing for Pathfinder.
Yeah.
There was stuff for D&D, like how to do a 2-player D&D game, but nothing for Pathfinder. And for those that say, well, Pathfinder's not all that different than D&D, it's not, but the mechanics are different, so there are some things we needed to figure out.
Well, and on top of that, there's one thing to do a one-shot or a couple of sessions with just a one player and a DM, but a long campaign.
This is a very different story.
That would be a very different story, and we are both big storytellers. We both like really deep stories, and so the idea came, well, what if we switched off? What if we created a story, and each arc of the story, we switch off who's DMing?
So basically, each chapter, if you're looking at it as a book, each chapter is going to have a different storyteller.
And so we will switch off. I begin the next couple, so many sessions until we get through my arc. I will be DMing, or GMing, I guess would be the game master.
That's true.
And you will be the player character.
Yes.
I will be playing what a lot of people refer to as a GM PC, but it will be I am supporting character during the arc. You are main character, and then we will switch. It's one of the only ways that we've started to realize that you can do this type of thing with having NPCs that are more involved. Is they cannot be decision makers. They've got to push back.
They've got to help. We can't metagame
Nope.
ourselves as a GM PC, especially one that is later going to be a PC.
Yes. So what we are doing is that we start out with your character as the main character. Eventually mine will get introduced. When we get past my arc,
I know,
then we'll
and
switch.
just so you guys all know, I know nothing about his character other than basic.
Very basic.
He has not told me a damn thing.
Nope, I have not.
I don't even know his name. It's very annoying.
So that is where we will start.
I don't think we have any
I don't
other
think I have anything else to say.
housekeeping.
All right, are we ready to enter into the campaign of the Scions?
Yes.
Been preparing this for a while.
I know this is months in the prep.
Yeah. So, let us begin. I will begin with a quote. If we mortals cannot come together under the banners of hope and progress, we must find other motivations, needs, menace, fear. Every soul understands these masters, and they obey. The people need monsters to unite them, taskmasters to force them to flourish, tyrants who make them of order, but who grind themselves in all of the dread of hell. Merciless, by Hell Knight founder Dadian Ruel. Our adventure begins in the world of Galeria, which is the main world of Paizo's Pathfinder. We begin in Galeria, in the nation of Cheliax, the infernal empire, ruled by the House of Thrune and worshipping Asmodeus. We find ourselves in the slopes of Mount I remembered how to say this. Nisaid.
Nisaid?
Yes, Nisaid. In the western Mendor Mountains.
Is that where Enferac is?
Yes, on the slopes of a dead volcano. We find ourselves in the Hell Knight Citadel, called the Citadel Enferac. This citadel it houses the Knights of the Order of the Gate. When it was originally, this location was discovered, it was discovered that here lay a portal to hell. And so it was a perfect place for the Hell Knights, the order that is the most magic users, that focuses on using magical means and interaction with the other planes to enforce law. This was the perfect place to start their order. On the black hills made of black stone in Citadel Enferac. Down below is the town. You see the city or the town of Enferac. Then up the long stairs that lead to a hole in the side of the mountain. Through a long corridor and down many stairs, you enter into the Citadel.
And every once in a while, there's spiders.
What? Okay.
That's just the way you described that made me think of Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Shelob.
Of course. Today is a special day. Today there is an initiation ceremony happening for some members who have passed their trials and will be entering into the Hell Knights in full. Okay. You find yourself in the main receiving room where they do most of the meetings, and it's where anyone of the council will be at, or where they will meet dignitaries who come in. So it's kind of a general meeting place for people on the top levels of the Citadel.
Okay.
In this room is plush red and black carpets. Lots of chairs placed out in front. Think of a church hall or a courtroom type setting. Kind of a mix of the two. Because not only is this a place where you would hear, praises for Asmodeus, but also the leaders of the Citadel would sit in judgment of anyone that needed to be judged for breaking the laws, which happens quite regularly because these are Hell Knights. And it's not hard to break a law in their eyes.
Not really.
In the front, you see the council members. You see Vicarius Giordano Torchia, the leader of the Order of the Gate. A feared individual. No one knows quite exactly how old he is. And they know that he spends more time not on our plane than on our plane. How many of the planes he has visited, no one quite knows.
It's unusual for him to be here.
It's unusual for him to be here. He's not here generally. He's generally off doing other things, meeting with denizens of the many different planes that he seems to visit.
So as an armiger of the Order of the Gate, this would be very...
You haven't seen him many times.
This would be like a really big deal.
Yeah.
Right.
You have not interacted with him very much at all. Okay. He would have really nothing to do with a trainee or anything like that. And he would spend anytime he was here, he'd probably be down in low levels, especially near the Hellgate. You also see up there Aristal the Listener, a powerful mage and psychic. Be careful with your thoughts.
Wait, what was his name again?
Aristal the Listener is what he's called. Ariotol.
Ariotol. Okay.
You will see Mahashok and Sister Drove. These are two, and I keep forgetting how to say this word, Unilia witches. They are not human. These are devils. But they have been a staple of the Citadel and counselors to the Vicar for a long time. How long? No one's quite sure.
Okay.
They look like their visage is similar to, you see, women in form, but their heads are covered by black cowls, and you would not see into them. They are definitely an air of ominousness.
Creepy.
Then you see Shell Leroug. That's Sheel Leroung. None of these people will you see generally. They're up here because it's special. This is the male human lich wizard.
Okay.
He was the wizard who served the founder of the order, and at some point made the switch from human to lich. He spends most of his times in the libraries of hell.
So he's not normally around.
Not normally around either. Yeah, most of
Okay,
these
good.
people are not normally around.
Good.
You see Brutus Dola, who is dressed in his purple, somewhat gaudy robes. Doesn't really fit in with the rest of the Hell Knights. He is wears a lot of gold, a lot of silver, a lot of. He is the keeper, though, of the accounts. He is in charge of the merchants of the
merchandising,
the merch store for the Hell Knights, and the accounting for them. He keeps the money.
Okay.
And then you see last one sitting there, small gnome, white skin, white hair, dressed in black and red robes. You see Kuth Waldwin, who is a gnome. You're not quite sure what type of magic user he is, whether he is a sorcerer or a wizard. No one's quite sure. No one's quite sure how old he is. But you can tell, as a gnome with white skin and white hair, you can tell that he is a gnome who has survived the bleaching. He is a bleached gnome. You remember that gnomes need to stay active doing things, otherwise they enter
go a little bit crazy.
Well, they get depressed and die. But there are some who embrace the bleaching, and it does not kill them. They instead find themselves in a new focused state where they don't have the ADHD of a gnome anymore. Generally, those who survive the bleaching is because they are focused on a goal or research or something like that that honestly keeps them alive past their loss of interest in everything else in the world.
Right.
So these constitute the leaders of Citadel Enferac. Again, big deal. You don't see these people ever.
Yeah.
You sit a couple rows back with the rest of the armigers. Next to you is your good friend, half-orc Stella. So you sit there next to Stella. Why don't you describe yourself?
So my character is Andoriana. You see sitting, she's a tiefling, but it's been quite a few generations since the initial contact with a demon or a devil, and she has skin that's very, very light, but it's it's nearly the color of human skin, but at specific turns of the light you can see there's a purplish lavender hue underneath. She has bright fluorescent, almost blue eyes, and very long, dark red hair, because I like it. But she's very stately in the way that she presents herself. But pretty much as soon as she opens her mouth, that gets thrown out the door. She's a little bit of a smart ass. But she does have a tail and two small horns that come off of her temples, but they are quite small. But in terms of her tiefling visage, that is the only things that you would be able to see, is the very small horns, the tail, and the skin that's not quite right to human skin.
All right. And you are, as a Hell Knight armiger, you are a fighter.
Yes, I'm a fighter. I'm very good at it, and is one of the reasons why I became a Hell Knight, is because I am so good at it.
And as anyone who is aware with lore of Galeria, Cheliax, they don't like tieflings in Cheliax.
They basically hate them all.
Yeah. So most tieflings in Cheliax are either slaves or they are outlaws, like they do nefarious things. And so,
it's very unusual.
Yeah, no one really likes tieflings. However, here you will find a lot of scions of the outer planes, because here at Citadel Enferac, they're constantly working with them. So it's a safer place than the rest of Cheliax a lot of times. And you'll find a lot more of them throughout the area than you will maybe in other places.
Yeah, but Anna doesn't necessarily feel comfortable here, though, either. So.
All right. So today, you have got two of the trainees from the last round of Hell Knights who have managed to pass their test. Of the 10, 2 passed.
Are the rest of them dead?
All the rest of them dead.
Of course.
Yes, you've got Digger Zisar, who is a tiefling. Red-skinned, large horns, hooved feet. Who passed. Large fighter, uses a flail as his main weapon. And then Tharpo Fithi. Fathi. It's Fathi. Who is a human. Most of what you see around this area, especially most of Cheliax, are human. It's 75% human, and then a lot of halflings, and they're all slaves. So it is not a diverse area.
Aryan nation, baby.
Yeah, it very much is that type of thing, with the exception of the extraplanar scions here in this area. So as you sit there, Stella turns over to you. Oh, it's so exciting to see everyone. We never get to see these people. That's an actual lich.
I know. Why are you excited?
Well, these are the leaders. Like, these are the people in charge.
Well, yeah, I know. And if they're not paying attention to us, that means that they can't, send us to hell on some mission.
As you say this, you notice Aristal looking in your direction and wondering if he heard your thoughts.
Oh, bloody hell. Will you just stop? What did you have I had porridge for breakfast. What did you have for breakfast?
We all had porridge for breakfast. That's what they served for breakfast this morning.
Know that. I don't know what else to say. We're here, we're Hell Knights, but I gotta admit, looking up, they're kind of creepy. Except for Brutus. He's not creepy. He's cool. Oh no, we like him, but it's just unsettling to see them all. They're never around.
Well, they only have the graduation once a year, really.
I know, but they don't always come to that.
No, they don't. They came this time, which is nice.
But why did they come this time?
I don't know. Don't ask me. Yeah.
I mean, it just makes you wonder, because they don't come every time.
That's true. So as you two are talking, suddenly the meeting comes to an opening. The vicar comes forward, presenting the two trainees, since he happens to be on this plane at the time. He bestows the Hell Knight virtues And the reason, again, a brief reminder of the history of the Hell Knight Order, beginning with their founder. A plague had gone through the nation of Cheliax, killed his family, and he had discovered that it was a cult that had created the plague, and thus took it into his own hand to kill all of them. Then, as he was going to be tried for murdering a whole ton of people, which many were prominent figures, he gave rousing declarations of the need for order, and no matter the cost. And it influenced the heart of the ruler, who allowed him to go, and he went and then founded the Hell Knight Order.
Is he magic?
No, he was not a magic user. However, his magic user, Shield, was. And he's the Lich sitting right in front of the room.
So he's been here for a very long time.
Very long time. Hundreds of years.
Yeah.
So, bestows all the virtues of the Hell Knight Order, presents the two. Honestly, you can tell that he's kind of here doing this by rote. It's kind of like, okay, yeah, all right. Yay, all right, let's all clap. Yay. The whole thing only takes about 30 minutes.
Does he really act like that?
Well, no, he's a lot more stern and stately than that.
I was about to say, has he gone a little crazy?
But, again, you're just, it's all stuff you've heard before. Mm-hmm. This is all things, and you can tell that it's all just being done by rote. Like, his heart's not in this. He's waiting for his next chance to jump off to another plane of existence, and do more research or whatever it is he does. The sister, Mashok and Sister Drove, you can't tell at all what they think because you can't see their faces. Mm-hmm. The Lich looks bored and dead.
And he is.
Yeah, he is.
Both bored and dead.
Yep, and ready to leave. Brutus looks happy. Brutus teaches many of your classes. He interacts with the cadets on a regular basis. Mm-hmm. So he's happy. He knows who these people are. Cuthwaldwin, you've maybe seen him walking around, but he's a cold, distant individual. So he's not aloof. You definitely would have seen him from time to time.
He's just not someone I would have interacted with.
No, you never would have wanted to. I mean, if you talked to him, he would look at you and be like, why are you talking to me? I have more important things to do. Mm-hmm. Again, just myopically focused on his research. Mm-hmm. As you get up and begin to exit out the room, Stella, again, turns to you and says, that's what we're trying for.
I know. Yep, that's what we're trying for.
I mean, another, maybe a year or so, and we could be up there.
I know. As long as we survive.
We'll survive. We'll survive this. I mean, we've done plenty of training. We've fought lots of demons so far. We've done pretty well.
Yes, I think my count is at least 25.
I stopped counting.
No, you
around
didn't.
27.
Exactly. No, you didn't. You didn't stop counting.
But, I mean, eventually we'll be Hell Knights. And then we get to, I don't know what we do there. I mean, I know we go out and, generally here we stay here.
Yeah. We stay here and we continue to fight demons that the wonderful spellcasters have no ability to control. And
we also do get to, police the town. So sometimes we get to spend more time down there. I do know a lot of the Hell Knights get to spend a lot more time down in the town than we do.
That would be nice. It'd be nice to get out of this hellhole. Hellhole. A little more often than we currently do.
As you start laughing, Captain Calstrianus, your captain of the knights there, mm-hmm. Which again, just to clarify for anyone who's our listeners, this Hell Knight Order in particular is different than the rest. It is the majority spellcasters with a small force of fighters, of actual Hell Knight fighters, to keep it safe, to stop the demons that get loose when they summon them, or other extraplanar entities.
Because they get a little too big for the britches.
They do. It's like,
Decide
oh,
to-
I'm going to summon this pit fiend.
I know.
Have fun with that. So, but you will get to, I mean, they also summon other entities, and sometimes if they need to stop, they actually get called to help somewhere, you get to go too. So you can actually get to go out every once in a while. I mean, generally they only let
That's
the
nice.
really good ones go out, so we'll just have to be one of the good ones.
Right, are you speaking of Stella now?
Yes.
Alright, well, we are one of the good ones. We're two of the good ones.
Yes.
Exactly. Are we heading towards, are we going to our dormitories? Are we...
Yeah, we're just gonna
like, the
head back.
barracks? What's...
Head back to our dorms, I guess. I mean, did we have anything on the schedule? Do you remember?
I have no idea.
Crap, what was on the schedule?
I don't know. So I begin to see the captain approaching.
What you do see though is suddenly out from the from the side, one of your lieutenants seeing you, comes over to talk to you. This is your first lieutenant, Claudius Axius, and says, Anna and Stella, you are in training. Do you remember? Right after this, you have training.
We do?
Yeah, out in the courtyard.
Oh. Right. Okay. So we'll just go get our things then. Is it a full training? Like, do we need our weapons and whatnot, or do we need?
Yeah, you need everything because
We need everything. All right.
yeah, it's gonna be you, Anna, Stella, and then you'll be with Leto today.
Jared.
Not Jared Leto.
All right.
You were with you would know Leto Rulis. Leto Rulis is a Cheliaxian sorcerer he's training to be a Hell Knight signifier. You don't necessarily know what his family does, but he's rich. And he has given lots of glances, lots of looks, lots of, hey there. Like, arrogant. This is an individual who's used to being able to get the girl that he wants.
And apparently he currently wants me.
Seems interested, at least.
Okay. Fantastic.
So the idea of another training with him is
So,
frustrating.
Lieutenant, we're with Leto?
Yes. I didn't think he was assigned there, but apparently it was a last-minute switch.
Of course it was.
So, yeah, you two and Leto will be facing, again, another bearded devil.
Of course.
You love those, don't you?
Could they just stop sending those out? Like, it would be nice to not have to
What, you want some more-
continually kill them.
You want some more imps?
No,
Is
I
that
just
what
am
you-
thinking
Or a
across...
lemur?
Ugh. No.
Melted
No.
skin?
No! Alright, fine. I'll stop whining.
So
then I'll go with Stella and we'll go to the armory and get our swords. Since
Right.
I'm assuming we don't have them. with
you
us.
would have kept him with you probably.
Alright, so then okay, fine. So then we can just
This
go
would have
straight
been
there.
this event would have been full regalia.
Oh,
Everyone there would
okay.
have been there in their full Hell Knight armor and stuff like that. I mean, you think about it, for a military thing, you don't show up in your scrubs. And for the Hell Knights, there's nothing but their armor. Like, that is the symbol. They don't have their dress garb.
They don't have dress robes, what do they call them?
I
Dre-
don't
Whatever.
know.
All right.
Apologies to any of our servicemen who listen to this. We have no idea.
Sorry, Steven. I really do know the term. But all right. So I have on my shale and I've got my great sword strapped to my back.
Yep.
All that jazz. All right.
Yeah, Great Sword Stella's got her her mace ready to go, and she's like, well, back to another training with Leto. I'm sure he's excited to see you.
Please do everything you can to keep him on the other side. of the thing. I'm gonna have to not do that.
Might not work having the camera there.
I'm just gonna have to not move my hands that much on top of the table. Just please try and keep him on the other side.
Oh, come on. He likes you.
I know he likes me. It's a problem. He's got a tail fetish.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. He just likes to be attached to you, kind of like a fungus. Like your bad rash you can't get rid of.
Yes, exactly. So you have to stay on the other side. Keep him on the other side.
I will try, but you know, when we're gonna be out there fighting this thing, I can't be like also making sure that I stand between you and his looks of come hither.
And with that, I kind of smack her on the arm a little bit, and we head out.
All right, so you head into the main, the central plaza. The central, center of the Citadel here on the first level is a training area. Mm-hmm. And let's pull out the
battle map.
I got the battle.
AKA our Torino. Oh, our Torino has seen better days.
Yes, apparently I need to do a paint job on it. So the Citadel, again, has an interesting thing. It is at the very center of a dead volcano. And in the center where the magma flow had once been has been cleared a hole all the way down to the bottom where that hell gate was located. This allows for a couple of really cool things. If you're a wizard and can fly, you can just fly down to the very bottom if you want to. Mm-hmm. But it also means that if they summon any large denizens of hell in defense of the Citadel, they can fly straight up from the hell gate all the way up here to fight on behalf of the Citadel. Yep. So it is not only a convenience, a really cool feature, but also tactically very, very useful.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, bring the mic out here a little bit for me. So we've got, there as you come out, you see Leto. He is a spellcaster again, so he's got his staff there. You also see flying around by his shoulder and around his head is a floating ball with an eye on one side and blades all over it.
Oh.
Roll a recall knowledge on
Haley knows what this is.
Infernal. No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
I'm pretty sure you don't.
It's a 9. Plus. Hold on. Wait, is this abyssal or?
Yeah, do abyssal lore.
All right, 14.
14. Yeah, you'll be acquainted with this because it's the familiar of many of the spellcasters. This is called an augur. Augur. They are a low-level fiend that is oftentimes used by the lower level spellcasters. I mean, as they get up higher up in level, they can get bigger and badder stuff that serves them. But this is what a lower level spellcaster would be able to summon.
So it's a circle with an eye
and a bunch of blades coming out all over it.
Like outward?
Yep, outward.
Alright, this is my fantastic artistic rendition. It looks a little bit like a sun. Alright, it's fine.
And as you walk out, he turns and looks just, Anna, it is wonderful to see you. He rushes up, and what would be your reaction when he comes over?
Well, what's our hierarchy? Is he like on the same level as I am?
He's on the same level as you are. He's just studying to be a spellcaster with the order, whereas you are studying to be a knight, a fighter with the.
So as he gets closer, I gauge it real strategically, so that as soon as he gets over to me and he's within distance, I take both hands and I reach back and I grab the sword and I pull it out. And yes, I know that's not actually physically possible, but leave me alone. But I pull it out And so it's like in that same moment that he's getting towards me, and so I pull the sword out and I bring it around and kind of like put it right in front of me in the ground as if I'm like getting ready for something, but it's like keeping him at a distance.
I want you to roll a deception check.
Why is it deception? I'm not deceiving anyone.
You're trying to seem like you're doing that naturally, when instead you're trying to put the sword between you and him.
Natural 18.
Okay. He sees the sword come down. He's like, whoa. Bad timing there.
Yes, I apologize. Hello, Leto.
So you've got your sword in front of you with your hands on it?
Yeah, my hand's kind of like on the hilts.
Okay. So he puts his hand on top of the hand that's on the very top of the sword, and then goes to take it. Do you allow him to?
Absolutely not. Nobody touches this
sword.
sword.
Roll an athletics. No, he's not trying to touch the sword. He's touching your hand.
Oh, he is not allowed to touch my hand either.
The hand that's on top of the sword here, he's trying to take it.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Let's roll.
12. Athletics.
Athletics.
20.
All right. So he tries to take your hand, and you just stiff arm him. And he's like, no. He leans forward, kissing your hand, and says, "'Tis a pleasure to see you again, my dear."
You do realize that we see each other almost every day.
But I don't get to interact with you. I'm often in the library studying, reading and memorizing aspects of the infernal pits. It is a lot of book learning, being a Hell Knight if you are to be a signifier.
Yep. And I look over at Stella and I'm like, please make it stop.
And Stella, a wonder to see you as well. This, you can tell, again, he's
swarmy!
Yeah. As his hands touch yours, you're aware these hands have not seen a day of labor in his life. They are soft as a baby.
They're noblemen's hands.
They are noblemen's hands. As you're doing this, suddenly the lieutenant comes out. All right, so once again, this is training of the. Remember, looking at you and at Stella. Much of your time is going to be spent fighting with the spellcasters, so you need more practice working with them. They will use spells to help you. You need to stay out of the way when they throw a fireball. You need to be useful in a fight with a spellcaster.
Yes, sir.
So, we're going to summon up a bearded demon. Three will be responsible for taking it out. Do we have any questions?
Do we have clerics on hand?
Yeah, there's a healer. And you look out over, across the way and standing in the dark there. You see that there's someone in the corridor there. Make a perception check.
14.
Strange thing is, the person over there seems to be wearing white clothes. Which is very strange here in the Citadel of the Hell Knights. No one wears white. You wear black, you wear red, maybe some gray.
It's just impractical.
Yeah. So, the white, when you fight stuff and bleed on things, doesn't make a ton of sense, but hey, all right. So, he then backs up, tells you, okay, prepare yourselves for battle. So, where do you want to place yourself on the board?
Right, so we do they normally cast and it's coming out of the pit, or does it cast and just appear?
This one won't come out of the pit because they'll summon it on this level.
Right, so
it's just a bearded devil.
Okay.
Oh, here, let me get. Yeah, a piece here. It's
where's the caster at? Because this is Leto and he's fighting with us, but where's the caster?
Let's say they'll summon it over here. Let's say.
Okay, all right. If I know that,
and they will tell you that.
Then I'm going to be over here, within range. to attack when needed.
Leto is going to set up. Actually, he's going to put the hole in between him and it.
Classic.
He's a spellcaster.
Classic spellcaster. Don't get up and dirty. It's
Stella is actually going to come around to the other side to be in a flanking position once it's been summoned.
Alright, so I get in position, I get my great sword out, and I have it kind of at the ready, and I look over at Stella and just kind of nod, like, you and me go. We got this.
Alright.
I get a little limber.
She pulls out her weapon to be, does a couple of swings. You look over at Leto, and Leto isn't looking where it's supposed to be, so he's just looking at you.
Eyes in the game, Leto!
It's like, my eyes are exactly where I want them to be.
Can I just say, if you had acted like this when we were dating, we would not have gotten married.
Okay, good. Well, it's a good thing that I don't act like this on a normal basis at all.
Unless you're being Jared Leto.
All right. Let's, as you stand there, you watch as suddenly a familiar area on the bottom begins to turn a black swirl of blacks and reds swirling together, and then out of this black and red mist rises a mound of black. Again, mist, the same thing, just rising up, and then suddenly falls off to reveal the long horns, hooved feet, lizard or dragon-like tail, spiked armor, and long glaive of a bearded devil.
Right.
And let's roll for initiative.
All right. Ah!
What?
My thing is just really low. All right, so I'm going to use Incredible Initiative and have +2 on my initiative, so...
Gotta pull up, Stella.
12. 12 for me, because
All
I'm
right.
awesome. I rolled a freaking 3.
Ooh.
Speaking of, hero point.
Oh, yes. So, for any of our listeners, you want to grab some in there. For any of our listeners that are not acquainted with Pathfinder, Pathfinder has a...
Second edition.
Second edition, at least, has a very specific mechanic that is called hero points. You give out one per session, or you can give more if they are... if your players do something really cool. And they are a reroll. You can reroll any D20 roll, and try it again and say, okay, let's try that again. So
You can only do it once.
Yep.
Per, you can't, if you have multiple, because you can have up to 3 hero points, you can't do 2 hero points on the same roll. So if I got a 3 here and then rolled again and got a 4, I couldn't use another hero point on that. So you can only use it once.
So, all right, give me 1 second just to...
Much to my chagrin sometimes.
Yes, get ready to...
I feel like I need to be Sam Riegel right now.
Why on earth would you need to be...
Because you're doing something, and so I need to, fill the silence.
Okay. This episode is not brought to you by anyone.
Anyone or anything.
Since we do
No,
not...
that's not true. It's brought to you by us.
Okay, there we go. Brought to you by us and my computer systems and other stuff. All right, so let's roll that initiative. So you said that you got a 12. All right. Oh, geez, that bearded devil's going first of everybody. Because it got a 35.
Oh my gosh.
All right, let's roll
Thank
for...
heavens you can't crit on initiative.
Yes. Let's roll for Leto. Leto, he didn't do bad. Got an 18. And then let's roll for Stella. Oh, Stella rolled well, too. You're the only one who didn't roll well, apparently.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I know that makes you feel good about yourself.
Fantastic. I was distracted because of Leto's stupid googly eyes.
Yes! Yes, because they are googly.
I can't I have a sweet little one have googly eyes? I like sweet little ones with googly eyes.
Sweet little what?
Like little boys who have googly eyes over the girls that they have like hero worship on.
Wait, you like sweet little boys?
No! Oh my gosh.
Okay, I just wanted to...
No.
Jeez. Alright, so the bearded devil will go first.
You're such a brat.
So he comes out, seeing that he is flanked on both sides. Not liking that at all. So he is actually going to come here, 1, 2, 3, 4, to attack Stella.
Okay.
And he is going to, that is definitely going to hit with a 22. Actually, no, wait, it's not a 22. It's a 12. That's a 27. My bad. And he will...
That doesn't crit her, does it?
No, it does not crit her.
Okay.
Again, in Pathfinder, it is if you do 10 more than what the person rolls, than the person's AC, it is a crit, or of anything. If you go 10 over the DC, it's a critical. Glaive. Alright, there. D8. So do 7 plus... Alright, there's 14 points of damage.
Jeez.
Slashing damage that she takes. Plus 9 points of evil damage.
Gosh.
These things hit hard.
Mm-hmm.
So
Apparently they do.
apparently I didn't have her at her full health last time. So she got 14 of the one, and then it was 9 of the other, so that's 23 points of damage in that first slash that it takes of her, but it knocks her back 5 feet there. So as one action that he took, 2 actions that he took, he will follow her with the third, but can't do anything else.
Right, so if I... No, I'm not next.
However, Stella, because he moved up to her and got in her space and has not attacked, she will take her attack of opportunity against him. And that is going to be... not enough. 10 plus her 9 does not hit. So she takes a swing at it, and it knocks it with its glaive.
Wait, 19. 19 didn't hit.
She rolled a 10. Plus 9. She's got a plus 9 on her hit.
So it was a 19?
Yeah.
And it didn't hit?
No. But it's actually her turn. So she's going to take that opportunity to try and hit him again. This time she will hit. First she will rage. She will rage.
I'd like to rage.
She like to rage. And then she will take her swing and she will hit. And it will do 1d12.
Come on, Stella!
Oh, 12!
Nice.
Plus 4, 16 plus her rage, which is 2. She will do 18 points of damage.
Nice.
To this bearded devil in her first hit. So that's a nice smack.
Yeah.
That she does there. And then she is... Just got an attack.
If she only moves 5, though, he can't actually get her.
It's true. So she'll attack one more time. That's a 14.
Minus 5.
That will miss. Because, it's a minus 5 on the second hit. So she'll swing again. She'll miss that time. And then she's got to take a 5-foot step back from him. It is now Leto's turn. And so he is going to cast a spell. He is going to cast... Oh, do you have your book? Okay, you got your book handy there?
My book.
He is going to cast a spell from... Okay, he's going to cast a second level spell on you. He is going to cast Enlarge.
What?
Enlarge takes you from a medium-sized creature to a large-sized creature.
Right.
So go and find the spell on Enlarge.
That's good. A, B, C, D, E. I know the alphabet. I've got to put the alphabet in these. Okay, Enlarge. Duration is 5 minutes. Bolsters by magic. The target grows to a size large. Mm-hmm. Its equipment grows with it, but returns to natural size if removed. The creature is clumsy 1.
So you take a -1
Right.
on your attacks.
-1 on attacks?
Yep.
Okay. Its reach increases by 5 feet or by 10 feet if they started out as tiny. And it gains a +2 status bonus if melee damage. +2 status bonus.
So you get +2 to your melee damage every hit.
Fantastic. The spell has no effect on larger creatures. Okay. And this isn't heightened at all.
No. It's cast at the main level.
Alright. Cool. Okay, so then my reach is 10...
So you now have a +2 on all attacks.
On damage.
Yes, on damage. But you will take
attacks.
a -1 on dexterity-based checks and DCs. Your weapon, actually, I'm wrong about that because you are a strength-based weapon. It will not affect your attack at all.
Yes.
I think it will take your AC down by 1. Because don't you have a +1 to your dex that counts into your AC?
I don't think so. No.
You're not a +1 dex?
I don't think so.
Check your first
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I am.
So your AC goes down by 1,
Okay.
but you get +2 on all your damage.
So temporarily it's 20. Okay.
Yes.
Alright. Okay.
Alright, so that's going to take 2
Thank you.
actions for him to cast that one.
Feel
And
slightly
then
begrudgingly thankful.
he is going to... Yeah, he's going to use one of his actions to send his auger out to attack the bearded devil. So it will take 1 turn. I'm actually going to use, because it's a ball, I'm going to use one of the D20 dice. And it's going to fly over here to him, and it is going to attack.
With its many swords.
Yeah.
Knives.
With its many
Blades.
knives. Yep.
Daggers.
So it is going to do... 6... It hits. Roll a 16 plus 8 on that. So it does...
It's a 16, too.
It is on that. And then, but it doesn't do a ton of damage because it's just a tiny little thing. So it will do 3 points of damage to it.
It's better than nothing.
But it also will start taking 1 D4 of persistent bleed damage.
Oh, nice.
After this.
Nice.
All right. And you are...
Now it's my turn?
Up, yep.
Yes. All right, so if I... Question really quick. If I move, but then use power attack, that's still like...
That's your 3 actions, right?
But that's like... It's not like... Like, that's a spell and then I'd have... No, okay. No, we're good. Okay. Never mind. I was confused. All right, so then I'm going to move forward...
All right.
To here, since my sword now has a 10-foot range.
Yep.
Because I'm enlarged,
Yep,
I don't
you
have to get that close.
You don't.
So I'm going to move that, and then I'm going to do power attack with my great sword.
You will need to move like right here or something like that.
That's
because
like 15.
This
though.
ball's okay. I'll say the ball's right there because it's
isn't
floating.
the ball floating?
Yeah, the ball is floating. Just you can't
So can it just
swipe through right where it's at.
Oh. Well,
So, but
I mean,
he
I can move though. If this is here, I can still move because I was only here.
Okay.
Or here. Was I here? I was here. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, I can move here.
Okay, that works. I mean, you're not 10 feet away. You're 5 feet away.
That's fine.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so then I'm going to attack with power attack.
All right.
8
8 plus 10.
plus 10.
18.
Hero point.
First roll, hero
Shush,
point.
shush. That's better. 12.
That will hit.
So 22.
That will hit.
Okay, so then with power attack, I do an additional die.
So what's your sword do?
So my sword is... I swear I know what I'm doing. But there it is. I just haven't used these sheets in a while.
So you roll a
So
D10,
it's
is it?
D12.
So you roll 2 D12s.
Where's my D8? Where's my D12? 9... 11.
So that's 20
So
plus
20...
2 for the enlarged.
The enlarged, so 22.
Plus your strength.
Plus my strength, which is 3, 25.
So 25 points of damage
What's up?
to this bearded devil. Woo!
Exactly. But that was all of my turns, so... You should turn on the fight music.
Oh, I didn't even realize it wasn't on.
Like, it sounds really quiet. I can't figure out why.
Because nothing's playing.
Nothing is playing. I could sing for us, but I don't think that's necessarily a good idea.
Are you gonna sing
In
the
the
fight
middle of
song?
battle. This is my fight song. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, let's not get copyright.
Oh, frick. Just kidding. I didn't do that. Shh.
Oh, all right. So, as my computer wants to load. All right, here we got some quiet fight music going on. Okay, wow, that was a lot of hit between the two of you. This is supposed to be a level. This is a level 5 creature, and you guys just decked this.
Well, this
thing.
is what happens when you're also.
Okay.
I don't think I need my calculator.
Not yet. Not until it starts
I'm gonna move
adding
it.
up a little bit more. So it is going to it took that hit. That was a pretty intense thing. So it's going to turn around and it's going to whack you
Good luck.
with its attack. Oh, I can.
But I'm
Pretty
like
much
12
guaranteed.
feet tall.
Yeah. So it
Because
can.
if I like double, I'm
that-
just
that
I'm just
just
thinking about the fact that I'm 10 feet. I'm like 12 feet tall in this.
Which just
thing
took your
is-
AC down by 1 as well.
Shut up.
So that is a 27 to hit.
That hits.
What's your AC?
It's 20.
Okay, so you'd be 19. So
Yeah.
all right, doesn't break by 10.
No. That's with the -1.
Okay. All right, so it is going to, it's attacking you with its glaive again here. So that is 14 points of slashing damage.
No, stop it.
This is when you need the calculator.
14 plus. What?
So,
Wait,
14
what kind of, is it slashing damage?
Slashing
Oh,
damage.
dang it. Okay.
And then an additional 5 points of evil damage.
What even is that?
He gives off evil. He is evil. So he gives off evil. And then I need you.
No. I am not poisoned. Stop it.
I was reading something real quick. Okay. All right. So that is first attack. He's going to attack again. Oh, you get knocked back 5 feet.
So he can't attack me again. Not unless
So-
he moves.
His glaive does 5 feet. It's 10 feet attack. But he rolled a 2. So he did not hit you on that second one. But he is going to use his action to... He's going to take a couple steps back here. He does not want to get flanked by the two of you. Because you guys have done some pretty hefty damage to him really quick.
We're pretty bad.
All right. It is now Stella's turn.
Stella.
And, yeah. So Stella... Give me a second. I gotta open up the 50 billion different pieces of information. It takes...
This is why I like using paper.
Yep. All right, so Stella is going to run up. She's going to attack. So she's going to come here. 1, 2. All right. And then she's going to attack. Ooh, 19.
Good girl.
So
19
that is
plus?
definitely it's plus 9. So it's 28. So it hits.
That definitely hits.
So she's going to do her D12. She rolled a 1. Plus the...
Stella.
Oh, wait. I have forgotten something again on here. Give me a second. Yes. Thought so.
What?
I had forgotten his resistance to damage. So that was 1 plus 4 plus the 2, so that's 5? 6? Not being able to add.
4, 5.
So 4, 5 plus 2, so 7.
7.
7 points of damage, so he takes 2. All right, so that's her first attack. And then she's going to try to attack a second time.
Wait, is he resistant
Rolled
to
a
bludgeoning?
2. Rolled a 2. He is resistant to physical damage. So she misses on her second one, and so she is going to, again, take the single 5-foot step back. to not provoke an attack of opportunity.
Right.
All right. So
Leto!
yeah, Leto's up. So he is going to. He's seeing that you guys are doing some pretty good damage here, so he's getting a little excited. So he is going to cast a 3rd level fireball at this creature. Wait, let me double check one thing real quick. Oh no, he's not. He would know better than that. He would know that. Make a check. Your abyssal lore check. What'd you just roll? What's the number?
14 plus 5,
yeah.
So 19.
You'd know this creature is immune to fire, so his fireball would not. So instead, he knows that you will be attacking next, so he instead is going to cast haste on you. So you now have an additional action that can be used to move or attack.
Stop doing nice things to me. I don't want to like you.
All right. So he's going to use that, and then he's again going to use an action to speak to his creature. Ball
of death?
Yep, his ball of death. But he's actually going to call it back to him.
What? Hi.
He has reasons. Okay. All right. So that is your turn.
All right.
You're up.
So I'm hastened, but it doesn't counteract the enlarge.
No, they are two separate spells. You are now large and moving fast.
Okay, so
scariness.
I'm going to move. Scary. I'm going to move now, right here. No. Yes.
Maybe. Possibly.
Shut up. I'm actually going to move right here.
Okay.
Give Stella a chance to maybe box him in if we can. Then I'm going to attack with power strike.
All
Power
right.
attack. Misses. It's 13.
All right. So miss on those.
That was that.
You have one attack left. One normal attack.
I think we're just going to attack with the great sword then.
Yep.
So I'm going to swing, and it's going to definitely bounce off the edge. But because I am the amazing fighter that I am, I'm going to swing it around and try to bring it down around on the other side. And did I roll that? I don't know if that was intentional. So I'm going to roll it again. 12, 22.
22 just. Did you take the 5 on it? Did you subtract the 5?
No,
Okay.
it's only 70.
All right, you miss.
All right, fine. So I swing it around and it misses him again.
And he just knocks him aside with his glaive as you attack. So now it's his turn again. You decide to run straight up to him. So he knocks one of your sword out away once, knocks it away twice, and then he is going to slam down his glaive right in between your strikes. That's a 17, 32.
To hit?
Yes.
Jeez. That's a crit.
That is a critical. So he is now going to do. Let me do some. You are lucky.
What is it?
Rolled a 1. but it is still.
So it's a 2.
No. Yeah. So it's but I've got to add everything to it. So it's 1 plus 7, so that's 8 for that first, and then. Jeez, rolling. You are freaking lucky. 22 points of damage.
The dice got.
I rolled a 1.
That's 22.
Yeah.
I'm unconscious.
Are you unconscious?
I'm unconscious.
Yeah, and that was I rolled a 1 and a 2 on his evil damage.
So wait, then how did it become 22?
It's 11. It adds up to 11 at the end, and then doubled.
Alright, fine.
So you fall.
So I'm unconscious. I'm dying.
To this beard. Stella, seeing this,
I'm dying one.
Is very see. That was his first attack, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's got another 2 moves. So he is then going to step here, and he's going to attack Stella. rolled a 1. Missed.
Good.
So that's the end of his turn. So now, Leto's turn. So Leto, seeing you fall, is just angered at seeing this, and so he is going to cast a 3rd level spell. That I need to triple check that I can summon the level of creature. Thinking I can. He is going to cast Summon Elemental. So.
Which elemental?
That's actually the part I've got to triple check. I got to make sure that I can summon the elemental that I'm thinking he can. So give me 1 second.
1.
Sorry, I'm the GM, not the spellcaster. I didn't read through all my spells.
You're so naughty.
Yes, I know.
Oh my gosh.
Spellcasters out there, read your spells beforehand, so you don't have to do what I'm doing right now. So, all right. So summon elemental lets him. Yeah, it's a 2nd level. I believe I'm casting it at a 3rd.
Level.
Yeah, I'm casting it at 3rd level, so heightened. So I can summon a level 2 elemental, which I believe. Let me triple check my my elementals here. Okay, there we go. Elementals. Level 2. Crap, I can't find the level 2 elemental in the first bestiary because I did not pick my elemental to summon beforehand. 2nd bestiary. Oh, give a plug for coasters.
Coasters.
Yes,
Coasters.
show me your coasters.
So, I make coasters. Okay, actually not coasters. I've made these coasters. They're beautiful. They are D20 coasters. And they are made out of 100% bamboo wood. And they're very fun. And I like them a lot. And eventually they'll be available for sale. But right now they're not. They're just mine and they're cute and they're pretty. And what else am I supposed to fill this space with?
I don't know, but I figured out what he can summon.
Okay.
So this is not what it is, but we'll use this in
We'll
it.
pretend.
He is going to summon I saw it right here. Not the air one. It was the.
To Earth?
It was an ice, actually.
Ooh.
And I had it right in front of my face, and now it's like, goodbye, you cannot see me. Oh, apparently I just read things wrong. So it's just a water elemental.
Oh, okay.
That he's going to cast. But apparently it looks like a giant snake when he summons this this elemental.
Cool.
For it. So it's going to summon that. So that's on page 114.
Do you want the book?
We don't have it's not in that book.
Oh, right. All right then.
Yep. All right, so he's going to summon that. That takes 2 actions for him to summon that. And then for his final action, he's actually going to start moving up this way. 5, 10, 20, 25. He's going to get right by his creature that he has. Oh, yeah, it's called an icicle snake. I was right.
Ooh. Okay, yeah, you were right.
All right, so he summons that, which it will now go in. Roll its initiative. Roll the nat 20 on its initiative. So honestly, I don't remember the rule as far as initiative on, so I'm gonna have it go right after he summons it, since it's rolled a nat 20.
I think that is the rule. If you're summoning something, it goes right after you.
All right, so it is going to attack with its jaws. Oh, which I forgot something. It's his turn again. So it actually needed to take bleed damage for the last 2 turns.
Oh, yes,
from
it
being
did.
cut. So it needed to take 5 points of bleed damage from his little thing that cut it up.
Good.
There we go. So it took a little bit more damage there. But now his ice snake is going to reach out with its jaws to bite him. And that is going to hit.
Good.
And it's going to do 1d6 piercing, which for 5, which that won't do anything because his physical resistance will take up the whole thing. However, it will do 1d6 persistent cold damage, and that is 6, so that will hit him.
Good.
All right, and that will be all. That's its first attack. It'll take a second attack. Roll.
How many turns does the elemental have? Like how many rounds?
It counts as it's got its own turns. It's not
it
a
has
familiar.
3,
Yeah.
so it has 3 of its
It
own.
doesn't count as a familiar. From what I understand, if I'm getting that completely wrong, internet, you can yell at me.
Feel free to correct us.
So I rolled an 18 plus 9 makes that a 27. Minus 5 makes 22, which barely
Still
hits.
hits.
Barely hits. So its first one, again, the piercing damage won't do anything to it, but the rolled a 1.
You stop it.
I guess it's
different dice.
persistent cold damage, so it can only do that once per turn.
Can you use different dice? Right, do I get to see
Okay.
if I'm dying still?
All right, so that is the end of his turn. Yeah. So go ahead and roll a check. See if you continue dying. What did you roll?
5.
You moved to dying 2. You are bleeding out there.
Someone save me.
So this bearded, no, it's going to take a hit. It's actually going to swing at Stella first. Oh, rolled an 18. So that is going to crit on Stella.
Wait, an 18 plus.
18 plus 15.
Sheesh.
And it rolled a 7 on its D8. So I've rolled 7s all
stop
3
it?
rounds. So that's 14 before the double. And then 2 1s on that. So it's 16. So just 32 points of damage. Stella
Is now also dying.
drops.
Are you gonna do a TPK
the
like
ground.
right now?
No.
First episode 1.
'Cause they would heal you guys up.
Episode 1. He's going to do a TPK. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the shortest campaign in existence.
And then it is going to. Then he is going to attack the ice snake, which he rolled an 8. He will miss the ice snake as he swings it, backs its head up, and does not hit. All right, so Leto is up again. Let's see. I should have done that earlier. And he is going to actually... Yeah, he's going to run up. Yeah, he's going to run up over here. He's going to take a step right there. And then he is going to attempt to attack the bearded devil. And he will succeed. He's going to do a touch attack against it with his chill touch. Give me hand me the book real quick. I've got to double check the dice on this one. Spells, chill touch. And this will do...
Stand it down. Man down.
Okay, yeah. So it does 1d4, so it's 2d4 plus his ability modifier. So it will, there's my d4. 3. 2, that's 5. Plus, he will do 8 points of damage to the bearded devil. And that's the end of his turn. And then will come up his icicle snake. Which will miss on the... missed 2 times in a row. Ah! Okay, the ice snake bites at it twice, missing 2 times. I rolled 2 and a 4. One right after the other. The bearded devil is now going to... He rolled a 3 and misses the snake. I can't even... Okay, there's a 12. So that will hit the snake. So he will hit the snake. The second time there. Rolled a 1 on the attack. Wow, I am rolling for the hills. So that's 8 points of damage. He did roll 6 on the other one, so that is 13 points of damage on the icicle snake. Icicle snake is it got hurt a little bit, but it's doing all right. Now, good. Leto is turn again because apparently they can't hit. No one can hit anything.
Wait, so did the elemental go first and then it was Leto's turn?
So Leto went, then it went the elemental, then it became bearded demon. The bearded demon missed once and hit once.
Okay, so then does Stella and I need to roll again for dying?
Yeah, you do now.
Okay.
Oh no, you already rolled. You rolled for dying, and then it was the bearded devil's turn. I believe so.
So then doesn't Stella need to roll for
No, you're
dying?
right. The Stella needs to roll.
Yeah.
And she rolled a 13, so she's okay.
So she's stabilized.
And then you do need to roll one more time.
She's stabilized.
She's stabilized.
And then it was Leto's turn, and now it's my turn.
Yeah, and so you need to roll.
Okay. 13.
Okay, plus your constitution.
Plus my constitution is like 0. Okay, it's 1.
So 14, you stabilize.
Stabilized? Okay.
Yep.
So I'm not dying.
No, you are.
I'm just unconscious. Unable to do anything.
You're not dead. I'm not dead yet. I think you're actually feeling better.
I feel better.
So with him being there, he's going to once again cast a spell. He can't cast Acid Splash because
It'll get me.
It'll get you. Can't do Fireball. He doesn't want to summon another creature, so he can't. All right, so he's going to do Chill Touch one more time, and he will hit.
Nice.
Thankfully, he's a good spellcaster, which does his 2d4. And he runs up, putting his hands on the face of the devil, getting cut a little bit by the barbs, and just freezes around the head as you watch as icicles. You don't watch.
I can't
icicles
watch.
Crystal around its head, and then the ice snake bites it off, and it dissipates
Oh, that's cool.
into mist. So stands there,
And
having not taken a point of damage.
You bloody suck,
Brushes
Leto.
some dust off of his, and then looks down to where you are, and goes down and touches your hand. And says, I need a medic to save my lady here.
Oh my gosh. I'm so
You're
thankful.
gonna wake up.
I am so thankful. I am unconscious.
He sits
right
down on the
now.
ground and pulls you into his lap.
Oh my gosh. This is so creepy. Ah!
You got knocked out, and he's perfectly fine now. Scratch on him, and now he gets to play the gallant savior.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right, so medic comes over, rolls a nat 20.
Nice.
So generally that's 1d8 of healing, but I don't know if that doubles actually.
Because if it's a 20, it's a critical success.
Is it critical success? I gotta check what a critical success is on a treat wounds. So let's check real quick. So medicine
It means
check.
it goes all the way back up.
No, it doesn't.
Oh.
But on treat wounds, on a critical success, yes, the target regains 4d8 hit points.
Nice.
And your wounded condition is removed. Because remember,
Nice.
you would have been wounded too, but your wounded condition will be removed automatically because of this. So, rolled a 1. Here, give me a couple of d8s. I like to roll them all at once.
Here's
D8. Oh, that's a d10.
There it is.
There we go. All right, so we got that sucked. 4, 8,
Hero
13.
point. Do it again.
Nope, that's not a
Dang.
d20 roll. 13 points of healing.
All right.
And as you,
So I come into consciousness.
okay, and we'll say that he healed, Stella already.
All right.
And as you regain the consciousness, you find under your head you feel a soft, not on the hard ground, but on the soft Roll a perception check. I want to see how much you perceive as you wake up.
17.
17.
So 17 plus 7, so 25.
You wake up. You feel you recognize that probably someone's holding you, and then you sniff, and you know this cologne. You open your eyes. Yeah, that's your reaction as you wake up, and in the arms of Leto.
And I instantly sit straight up out of his lap, and I am like, okay, right, I'm awake now. I'm awake, and I slowly start to get up.
Well, I'm so sorry. I tried to give you every advantage in that fight.
Yes, I know. Thank you for the hasten and the enlarge and the fact that it did pretty much nothing. Still knocked unconscious.
Well,
but thank you for the thoughts.
I can only do so much, Lily. I'll be more than happy to help treat any needs that you have.
No need for treating of anything. Actually, I'm perfectly fine. I appreciate it. The clerics are great.
You see your first lieutenant come over to me. Leto, now that you're done, they need you back in the study rooms. Apparently, there's a dire math problem that needs your solving. And he's like, my duty is never done. I will see thee soon, I hope. And he bows practicedly. And you hate to say it, but it's a nice fluid bow. It's like courtly grace he's got. I'm actually gonna.
You're still a bit of a bastard.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
It is. You can't help but feel a twinge of if he wasn't such a.
If he wasn't so smarmy.
Yeah, because on a diplomacy, kind of cute. He just rolled a 28 diplomacy.
Oh my gosh.
So like, you can't.
So begrudgingly, I kind of have warm feelings.
Yes.
But they're very begrudging.
Very begrudging. As he then walks away from you.
I go over the lieutenant and like, thank you.
Before you get up, you do notice that there was someone kneeling next to where you were when you scurried away.
Right.
There was someone.
So I turn and I say thank you. Who am I seeing?
You see a individual in white clothing with white, very, very pale skin and light blue eyes, like baby blue eyes, and a white, slightly gray, like there's a tinge of color in it. It's not quite perfectly white hair. Wearing what appears to be, it's kind of like a medic's uniform, so it's a long, long coat going down about, to around the knee length. Mm-hmm. Boots that are well worn. They are regular, tan, leather boots, but everything's white. It's like, but it matches.
Like it's the same color white, or
all of it's exact same white.
Or matches as in like it fits.
No,
like
both. It is. You can tell this is a set made together. His clothing was made together, and it also just matches him. And he is not looking at you. He looks at the ground and says, "You are very welcome."
Thank you. Yes.
If you will come by the infirmary later, I will be able to treat your wounds more.
Thank you. Of course, absolutely. What is your name?
He looks up at you and meets your eyes, and they don't match the demeanor at all. I do not have one. And he gets up and starts walking away towards the lieutenant. Turns to him. If you bring her by We will treat her wounds more. She is going to need more treatment than what I could provide in the moment. And then the first knight says, okay, thank you. And he walks away out of the courtyard into the dark and is gone.
I watch it as he walks away, and I feel very puzzled. Both at the white clothing and then at the level of intensity with which he stared at me when I asked for his name.
Mm-hmm.
But then I get up and I go over. Stella, I'm assuming, is...
Stella's standing up.
She's good.
She comes
Like-
over to you and is like, I hate those things.
What? See, this is what I mean. Why do we have to keep fighting them?
Well, those are the normal... I mean, that's a fairly normal one to get called up. I mean, they're effective.
I know.
You can't say they're not effective.
This is like the third time I've been unconscious this week. I don't think it's healthy.
And did Leto not get a scratch?
No, because he bloody can't get scratched because he's bloody nobility.
Well, they're spellcasters. They stay in the back. Our job is to be in the front and attack, and they stand in the back. And
Is the lieutenant close by?
yeah, he starts walking over.
Thank you, Lieutenant. I'm assuming there was no math problem.
What are you talking about? And he looks at you deadpan, complete deadpan. Like he has... Actually, let me roll a deception check there. Let me roll the deception check, all right? Let's...
I'm pretty sure there was not... there was not a...
Let me roll his deception check there. Oh, he rolled a 6.
No, there was no...
So,
There was no math question.
so he says, no. Nope. No, wait, yeah, he still doesn't. He's like, yes, very hard math. Like adding swords and stuff.
Yes, exactly.
He looks at you and he puts his hand on your shoulder. He's like, that dude's creepy.
You think?
Yeah, please don't get stuck in a dark corner with him.
No.
Because you do, I mean, one thing to remember, we work with the signifiers, but they specialize in not only summoning, but mind control magic.
Being creepy as hell?
Well, mind control magic.
I know.
So know that, spells like enthrall and command are in their repertoire. So I just keep in public if you know he's around.
Trust me, I do. I will.
I did hear a rumor that... So, he's a sorcerer, you know, right?
Yes.
So he's got his powers, demonic powers, is what he has. He's made a deal with a demon to get them. There's rumors around that made a deal with a succubus. Yeah.
But that means it... Oh, that's
Don't
that's
even.
gross. No.
So when you say it,
Ah.
so it might be the tiefling
I
thing.
don't... I'm not kidding. I think he has a tail fetish.
He hasn't hit on any of the other tieflings who don't have tails.
Exactly.
So-
And I look at Stella and I say, this is exactly what I was talking about in the barracks. Exactly.
And Stella is like, keep your voice down. His family has a lot of pull.
Will you stop being so bloody diplomatic?
Well, I don't want to see you get in trouble.
Really?
You
There's
speak out. We
nothing
are in
else.
Cheliax, and you speak out against a noble house. It breaks the law. We are Hell Knights. There will
What
be
else would
repercussions.
they do to me?
There's a lot more they could do. They could decide that you need re-education.
I'd like to bloody see them do that.
You would know re-education means
It's brainwashing.
it's using spells to force behaviors on you, yes.
Yes, but as a tiefling, I'm kind of immune to spell
No,
magic,
you're
right?
not.
I thought...
These guys control demons
Right,
and
that's
devils
true.
on a regular basis.
All right,
Your
all right,
demonic blood does not protect you at all from anything like that.
Fine. Fine.
So, as
So
you
we're
get up,
gonna get cleaned.
dust you off.
I was like, I need to get cleaned up. Are we done for now, Lieutenant?
Yeah,
Are
we're
we excused?
we're done. Yeah, unless you wanted to, go say hi to Leto.
No. No.
He'd be more than happy to see you.
No. Thank you.
So yes, yeah,
I'm gone
you're,
by the time he realizes there's no math problem.
go get cleaned up. In 30 minutes, you've got your class.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, with Brutus. Please don't be late to that again.
There's always a good reason. You know it. I don't try to be late.
Brutus is one of the only instructors who don't treat us like crap.
You're right. You're right. I try. I really do try. Stella is my honor.
And Stella looks over him and says, I'll make sure. I will try very hard to get her there on time.
We will be there on time, or as close to on time as possible.
No, on time. We are Hell Knights. We don't deal in kind ofs.
But all right. Okay. All right. That's fine.
Okay.
And with that, can we take a break?
Yes, we can take a break.
I need to go to the bathroom.
So bathroom
And
break,
the
and
wonderful
sorcerer Leto, who is greasy nobleman to a T.
Mm-hmm.
You fought a bearded devil. Both you and Stella were knocked out, and Leto didn't take a single point of damage
He's a bastard.
because he's a spellcaster. He did his job well.
he's a spellcaster.
You can't say he didn't do his job
No,
well.
he did his job. Anyway, it's fine.
You were then healed by a medic that came and healed you up. And then now you've been told to go get cleaned up before you go to class. That's coming up in just a little bit.
Right, so I go back.
So you head back.
Going to the armory. Gonna drop off the sword, right?
Yep.
Or can I keep it?
Generally you can. You know what? Considering you just fought a bearded devil, it might not be a bad idea to head to the quartermaster. Tiber would prefer that you got or either that or you need to clean your own sword.
No, I'll take it to Tiber. I don't have to clean it myself.
All right.
Right, so we head back over to Tiber. Oh, I guess not back, but to Tiber, and I do a little on the counter.
All right. So as you, he walks out of a back room and is like, Anna, good to see you.
Hi, Tiber.
What are you doing in here again?
Well, we just fought and got our asses handed to us by a bearded dragon. So I thought, a bearded devil. So I thought I would bring everything. you
Another one of those?
need. I know. I said the exact same thing. And
I
look over
swear,
at
every
Stella.
time.
I'm like, same thing every time.
I swear they have you fight those every time you fight.
It's starting to feel that way.
Well, they are. I mean, that's what you're gonna fight if you want to become a full Hell Knight.
Will you stop? Everyone needs to just stop saying that.
Well, it's the truth. I killed mine.
I know.
Killed a lot of them.
Anyway, do you want the armor as well, or do you just want the sword?
Let me take a look at it. So he comes out, walks
Take it
around
off
you,
and come-
checks around, sees where you. He's like, "Oh, that gash right there. I hate those glaives. This gash right here is gonna need some work." Yeah, okay, yeah, give it to me. So you give him your armor. So here's my question for you: where did you take your armor off at?
No, I haven't taken it off yet.
Okay.
It's still on. That's why I'm asking. Do you want it?
Yeah. Go back to the dorms, take it off, get changed, and then bring it back to me.
Right.
I wanna-
You're gonna be nice to. You're gonna be nice to number one, right?
To what?
Look, I'm very attached to this sword. He is now named number one. You need to be nice to him, and you need to give him back.
You know, if you change the name every time you bring it in, I'm not going to remember the name.
It's always been number one.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. It might have been Thing.
Yes, it was Thing. That's what you called it last time, was Thing. Not number 1. So don't change the name every time.
Well, okay, so now it's called number 1.
And stop naming your swords. You do realize that you've had 5 swords in the last 2 months.
Don't tell me that. No, I need the same sword. You promised me you would give me back the same sword.
You haven't had the same sword.
I'm going to start doing things to them so that I know if they're mine or not.
You'll not do anything to my swords.
Then give me back the one I want.
Takes the sword from you. Throws it back.
Driver.
Get out of here before I have you punished for insubordination.
No, just because you love me. And then I scamper off.
I can't handle another Tal'Darim woman.
I scamper off with Stella.
All right, so you are heading
back to the dorms. To the barracks.
All right.
Get changed out of.
So you pass through, the areas, seeing guards that you recognize. Ephron's there in the cell area, standing by the door. You've got a couple of guards who stand out by the stairwell. That you see there. There's a human elf, a female human, a half elf, and then a human male. And then you come up and go through into the mess hall. You pass through the mess hall. As you come to the mess hall, you notice there's a lot of everyone's in the mess hall right now.
Is it lunch? Did we miss lunch?
Roll a d20. Give me your perception.
14.
14 plus...
No, 7 plus 7. 14.
7 plus 7 is 14. It smells really good in here.
Did we miss lunch, didn't we?
And everyone turns back to you with mugs in their hand. Hey! Anna and Stella! And they've all got mugs, and all of a sudden you look over to the cook, Lithy Moss Wine. Or as you call her, Mama Moss Wine, as everyone calls her.
Mama Moss.
Yes. Oh, Mama Moss. All right. Mama Moss is there. She is a stout human female. You remember the Muppet Treasure Island? Not quite. A bit more harsh than Molly Weasley, because this is the Hell Knights. Do you remember the fat innkeeper lady at the beginning of the Muppet Treasure Island? Yes.
That?
Thing more that it's. Are you here? Why you... Everyone clean that up, yelling at different people. She is definitely, though, she's your harsh mama. Mm-hmm. This is her kitchen. She rules it. But as you look over, she says, Anna, do you want some apple pie?
What?
And you know...
Yes, Mama, why?
Her specialty on special occasions is she makes a wonderful apple pie.
Is this for the graduation?
Yes, of course it is.
Then yes, of course I want some apple pie.
And Stella, come here. So she pulls out 2 things of apple cider and 2 slices of apple pie for you. And you notice everyone's got one. Even, of course, Captain Trionis is here. She always comes out for some apple pie. And everyone is sitting around and drinking this cider and eating apple pie and celebrating the graduation of members having passed through their trials and having achieved their place in the Hell Knight Order.
Well, I definitely take the apple pie and the cider and I guess to go to one of the tables and sit down.
All right. Do you take a drink of your cider?
Eat. I'm going to take the apple pie first.
Okay.
So you take my fork and big.
As you cut through it, the crust crisps and flakes as you cut through, and then of course the warmth power, and then you got pushed just a little bit at the bottom.
Is there ice cream with it?
There's no ice cream with it. They don't have freezers here for it. But
warm apple pie with some ice cream.
Ice cream really isn't really a thing in ancient times, so.
It's fine.
So you eat it. It's wonderful. Like, this is her special. This is why she works here. She will never go anywhere because as long as she makes apple pie, they will keep her here.
Yes.
So you have apple pie. It's wonderful. What else do you do? You're sitting down. Stella's next to you. There's a bunch of other members of the training group there, just eating, drinking.
I'm not very inventive when it comes to this. I just kind of just sit and eat and drink my cider, and it's wonderful.
All right. As you're sitting there, one of the other trainees yells over from the corner. Hey, Anna, how was it being in Leto's lap?
Oh, dear Lord. How did you hear about that?
Oh, honey, everyone's heard about that. Everyone starts laughing and raises their cups to Leto's lap.
Oh, my gosh, no. Okay, look. You are all, and Anna stands up and she has her cider in her hand and she kind of waves it around a little bit. And she says, you are all allowed today, and today only, to make a joke about this. If I hear a single word tomorrow, it will be you and me out in the Citadel courtyard, and I will beat you to a bloody pulp.
And you see one of the female, her name is Claudie. You call her Claudie. Her name is Claudenzia.
Yeah, Claudie's the absolute... Yeah, she's the worst.
Claudie leans for a little bit and says, was it lumpy?
Oh my gosh!
I'm just wondering, I mean, he's a cute guy. Does he, what's he packing?
No, we're not even going to have that discussion. That's not even, no.
And down the, Antinius, another Cheliaxian, he's a Cheliaxian male of the Hellites. he's sitting there. He's like, oh, come on. I imagine there wasn't anything felt.
Exactly. There was nothing felt.
Because, the more they act, the smaller it is. Everyone's busting up laughing at that. Then suddenly, you see Captain Trios. Here, roll a perception check for me. Let me see if you...
Pretty much can see nothing. 8.
She walks out. She doesn't say anything. She just walks out of the room. You take some
yes,
fun
nice
heckling
very funny.
at your expense over this. Are you trying the cider at all?
I did. Yes, I tried.
Okay, yeah. Roll a fortitude save.
Dear. How much alcohol is in it? It's cocked, but it's a 20. How cocked?
It doesn't look cocked to me. It looks flat.
All right, it's a 20.
All right, so you drink this. It's got a nice bite to it, but nothing that's bothering you. You feel it warm everything. And after the fight, your muscles were stiff. You're feeling some hurts. Now you're just feeling warm and relaxed. And you're like, oh, okay. Some pie.
Better.
With this, you can just forget about that guy.
But I'm not drunk.
You're not drunk. No, you are not even buzzed. You are just feeling some warmth and relaxation. Mm-hmm. For us, what you would feel drinking a nice warm cup of tea at the end of a day.
All right.
Some nice herbal tea, that type of relax.
Okay.
You're not feeling the alcohol of it really, just the warmth of it.
All right. So I take that, and I'm kind of sitting there, and I'm just trying to ignore the heckling that's happening, and it's quieting down and whatnot.
As you do this, Second Lieutenant Flamen she walks over to you and she leans down and says, Anna, reminder, you need to make sure to spend 20 minutes doing your reckoning today. Every day is the orders. I have not seen you participating in your reckoning. Just a reminder.
Yes, of course, ma'am.
So she heads out, smiling to everyone, stuff like that. But she's heading back, back over to her rooms. What do you do?
Well, we have to get to class, apparently.
So you've got a little while before class. You got to clean up. Got to go wash off. Get out of your armor and take it
So
back.
it's probably not been very long.
No, it hasn't been very long.
All right.
No, so you've got about an hour. I mean, it
So-
took you 5 minutes to walk over there. You maybe
Sorry.
spent 10 minutes, drinking this and eating this and getting hassled before she came over and reminded you.
So you had said previously it was a half an hour until class. So,
Oh, did I?
yeah.
It was an hour. Sorry.
It was an hour?
I messed up my
Okay.
time frames on there.
So, do I need to go do the ret kittings now then?
That is your choice. You need to wash up. You need to get your armor off. You could do it now or you could do it later.
I'm gonna hold off
Okay.
until later.
Alright.
To do that. So, so instead, then I'm going to finish up and drink the last of it and put it down and have the last scoop of pie and look at Stella and say, I guess it's time to go take off this bloody armor and get ready for classes.
Yep,
Yes.
let's go. So you both head over into the dormitories, take off. I mean, you're going to have your padded armor and everything underneath
Well,
us.
yes,
So it's
but
not
it's
like you're
just-
getting naked to
No.
take off the armor.
No, but it takes time. It's
Yes.
like 5 minutes.
So you
isn't
help
it?
you help each other to take off the armor, which means it happens, it only takes you a couple minutes to do that. Do you want to go wash off?
Yes, I'd like to go take a bath.
All right. Showers. They don't have
Shower.
baths here. They got cold showers.
Yeah.
So you head over where they've got buckets of water that you can pour on yourself to clean off, or use. They've got some washcloths over there, so you clean yourself off.
Yeah.
Clean off. You got a couple of cuts there that are still oozing just a little bit. I mean, you were healed up, but you took some pretty good whops. You got some bandages.
Can I go to the medics again? Because I am
Um,
still only at 13. I'm still pretty low.
You are still are pretty low.
Yeah.
I would say though by the end of this, you're gonna cut it close. You probably don't have enough time to get down there and get any treatment. Plus, it takes 10 minutes to get treated.
All right.
Um,
All right. All right. So I just take some of my bandages from my triage
Yep.
survival kit thing. I can't think of the word for it right now. And I wrap it around the cut on my arm and then dress quickly and knowing that.
Are you trained at all in medicine?
Yes.
Okay.
Um,
If you'd like to, you could do a first aid. Let's see.
I can. Do I have?
Oh no, never mind.
I don't think so. I don't have medic.
But you should be able to if you've got medicine at all. If you're trained.
I am trained in medicine.
Okay,
yeah.
you should be able to do a treat wounds on yourself.
Can I?
Yeah, you can.
But I don't have that feat.
You don't have to have a feat. That's not a feat.
I just-
Anyone who's trained in it, and I'm going to assume that in a barracks of
Yes.
of this, they would have medicine kits around for you to use. So you've got to do it's a DC 15.
All right.
What'd you roll?
3
All right.
plus 5.
So it's not a critical fail, thankfully enough,
It's an 8.
but you are not able to
I
heal
didn't hurt
yourself.
myself.
Yeah, because if you had critically failed, you take 1d8
I
damage.
know. I would have hurt myself.
Yep.
Trying to help myself.
All right, so you.
All right, never mind. So then I just wrap up the wounds.
Yes, you just wrap them
So
up.
I'm trying to do it, and it's just not working, and I'm slightly uncoordinated with the one hand, and I just give up. I keep hitting your
Stop hitting my
I'm
camera.
sorry.
So, all right, so you're going to then just wrap it up. Be like, all right, cool.
kinda
I
give
guess
up.
we'll go to class.
I guess we go to class now. Wait, first I have to go take my armor back to Triber.
Okay,
Triber.
Trevor. So you take it all off. You're gonna take it back to him.
Mm-hmm.
He takes the armor. Gripes a little bit at you again.
I
But
want
then,
it back in one piece, and I want this one. Don't give me someone
are
else's
you naming
cast
your
off.
armor too now?
I might if you're gonna be weird about it.
How am I naming your armor is weird?
Just give me back what I had on before. That's just all I'm asking. Please,
Phew.
please.
Maybe after it's been clean, this stinks. Ooh, bearded demon blood.
Exactly.
I'll blame it on that.
Blame it on all of it. All of it is that.
Or wait, he leans down, takes a deep sniff.
Why?
Of what's in there. And says, "Is that cologne?
Oh my gosh.
Why do you smell like men's cologne?
Leto. It's Leto. It's Leto's fault. And I'm going now. Goodbye.
Why do you smell like
I'm leaving.
that dandy?"
I'm leaving now. Goodbye.
And
And I grab Stella's hand and I walk away. And I'm like, Stella, come on.
Oh, I'm not allowed teasing you about that one.
See, when you're married to the GM, you get to just deal
Oh,
with this
come
all
on.
week.
The sleaziest guy I made in this whole thing, and you
Ugh.
get knocked out to wake up in his lap. I thought that was perfect. All right. So, you head out. You go into class now, right?
Mhm.
All right. So you go over to the stairs to go down to the second level.
Okay.
Down there is a classroom area that's used by the libraries. There's 2 libraries, one on the main level, 2 kind of not full libraries, but big study areas on the second level.
Mhm.
And then there's another library on the third for, every other level has got its own little library with more and more specialized and controlled books the farther down you go.
Okay.
So as you get there, you get,
So this is like the baby library.
yeah, well, the top level's library is going to be general knowledge type stuff. I mean, they're not training you guys in deep magics
No.
on the and they're
No, it's the
trainees on the
baby
first.
stuff.
Yeah, so it's the baby stuff on the first. Second level is going to have a little bit more specialized, and then it gets again more and more restricted sections the farther down you get.
Just because I'm wearing a Harry Potter shirt.
Until you go to the bottom levels, which is where you'd find out about Horcruxes.
No copyright infringement
No,
intended.
that's none. So you head down into the area. You come in and,
Are we on time yet? Are we on time?
You are early.
Oh! What's up?
There's a couple other students in there, but you notice that there's actually fewer students than there should be. Possibly because they're lingering upstairs drinking the cider and all that. You didn't stay very long.
Getting drunk.
Yeah, you didn't stay very long, so you didn't get late.
I didn't want to be late.
You go and you find a seat, and you see there in the front is a red imp standing about that big. You recognize this imp. This is Ictor. Ictor is Bruce's familiar,
Oh, right, okay.
and it's standing there staring at everyone. Just staring you down. It takes its little claws and scratches itself. And this is a ritual of the class, is Ictor staring everyone down. It's kind of like, when you got someone who's got like this big dog or this dog that looks mean, but it really isn't going to do anything, but it likes to look mean. Like, person brings in their chihuahua and it's staring you down. Right, because this is a small imp that he's got here. Brutus is in the back.
How well do I know Ictor?
You've been here for a couple of years, and Brutus is
So
one.
do I know him pretty well?
Yeah. I mean, he's still an imp.
Are we
He's bound.
friendly?
He's bound to. He's an imp. He's not really friendly with anyone necessarily. I mean, he'd be more than happy to sign a contract with you.
So he's more intelligent than he is animal.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Which is
Right,
why
so I
it's,
come in and sit down and I kind of nod and I say, Ictor, how are you, dear?
Ah, hello, pretty one. How are we doing?
Do I smell nice? I took a shower.
I can still smell the demon, the devil on you. What was it today?
What do you think?
Looks at you, he's like, and, bearded devil.
Yes, it was a bearded devil. You're very
It's
good.
always a bearded devil.
Yes, it is always a bearded devil. And I give Stella a look. Always a bearded devil.
Well, you wouldn't want to, take on anything bigger than that, and you wouldn't want to, take on anything that's creepy, and he'll suddenly turn into the spider. That's this huge, tarantula spider sitting there, flapping its legs around and doing its pincers. And then he turns back into his normal form and chuckling at your reaction.
Yes, you're right. At least it wasn't something more scary.
And then Bruce, he was in the back, scribbling on his ledgers. He has his little glasses on, looks up and says, "Are you doing that whole spidery thingy again?"
Yes, he is.
No one likes that. Oh, well. He gets up, puts it back, takes his spectacles off for him. He's got this big hat. Again, purple gaudy clothes. Right? But not gaudy in a...
Like an eccentric Dumbledore kind of way.
Kind of, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, kind of an eccentric Dumbledore type of way. But there's a sternness rather than the soft...
Not the Richard Harris,
Not the
but
Richard
the
Harris.
Michael Gambon one.
Not even Michael Gambon.
No, Michael Gambon number 4. Did you put your name in the goblet of fire?
Yeah, a bit more of that. Well, where is everyone? Where's the rest of the class?
I'm just going to put my head down.
He looks at Stella. Crooks one eyebrow up. Then squints the other one down even farther. Like, it's beginning to get a bit weird. And then...
So Stella's still not talking?
Neither of you are talking as he stares you down. Stares down another student. Just a little bit. And then suddenly you watch as the eyebrow creeps up even farther. And then this eye begins to droop down here.
Oh my god.
As he uses minor illusion to
There's alcohol in the mess.
They come back to normal. He stares and he's, "Well, where's mine? Wait, is there apple pie?"
Yes.
He disappears.
So I guess we're not doing class then? I say to the empty space in front of me.
You wait just a couple of minutes and then suddenly appears again right in front of you with a piece of apple pie. Just eating it. Oh, Mama Moss makes the best apple pie.
Yes, she does.
And he's just eating it as he's dimension doored up the floor and over there and back. A bit of a extra use of magic, but at his point, he doesn't really care.
That's fine.
And then Icar looks, "Where's mine? Get your own." So it starts to fly off, going upstairs to get his own apple pie. So as he's eating it, you wait for the rest of the class to come. He does look down at you. He's like, "You look like you've taken a beating."
Yes, I have. Stupid horned devil knocked me out again.
Ah.
Kind of like, in that regard, I'm very, not happy about that.
Well, puts his hand on your shoulder and heals you for... Actually, you'll have to... No, I do not want that one. There we go. Heals you for 13 points of healing. He's like, "Wouldn't want you falling asleep in class."
Thank you. Whew.
Especially
Nice and invigorating.
after reading your last paper, I think you need to stay awake.
I.
He backs up to sit on his desk. More and more people have trickled in. He's like, well, I guess everyone else is too deep in their cups to show up. So, today we will continue our lecture on the Blood Wars. Can anyone remind me what the Blood Wars are?
Wars about the blood.
He looks at you. Yeah, your grade reflects that comment. Roll a d20 with your abyssal lore.
17 plus 5. So what is
22.
22?
You are well aware the Blood Wars are the wars between the demons and the devils. It's the wars of hell.
It's the wars of hell.
Well, aren't we clever today? Ate our Wheaties, huh? So,
What are
let's-
Wheaties?
they're at the Vressian food. Little flakes.
Nope.
The finer things in life are wasted on the young. Alright, so, he begins to go into this lecture about the Blood Wars. The, originally, Pharasma, as she began to send souls into the abyss, the souls eventually, as they sat in the abyssal energies, turned into this larva that then developed, and these chaotic creatures used those and turned them into the first demons. Whereas Osmodius came and took over part of hell, shaping the souls that came down there into devils. And since he is lawful evil and they are chaotic evil, they have fought over the abyss since then.
Right, okay.
So souls that come in, you'd be well acquainted. I mean, this is pretty much knowledge. When you die, your soul goes into the river souls. Pharasma judges it. Depending on the deity that you worshipped and how well you worship them, you might go to any of their heavens. If, on the other hand, you were evil or disobeyed the gods that you worshipped, or were of an evil type, you then go to hell. Or if you were chaotic and aren't lawful enough or understanding of hierarchies, if you don't get hierarchies, you're chaotic like that, then your soul just goes to the abyss in general. And there is then, as it comes in, tortured by the other demons down there until you are turned into a demon. So in hell, they forge the souls and torture them and create devils out of a whole soul. So one being goes down there, they'll get turned into a devil eventually. And then it's a hierarchy. So the more things you do, the more power you gain. It actually will physically change you into a higher and higher level devil. Demons, on the other hand, the souls are ripped apart and tortured until all that's left is the embodiment of a sin. And that is the devil that then it becomes. If it's something small, like a quasit, it'll be the pieces of a soul, each being turned into it. If it's going to be turned into, if it becomes a succubus, it's that it's ripped apart and all that's left is the lust that it had to make it into a demon. Yeah, succubus. So these two, because of the constant influx of souls, demons can create more of them because they can use part of a soul. Devils, it's a full soul, but they are actually a little stronger. So these two have been fighting over the souls in the abyss for
Millennia.
ever since Osmodius first went down there and decided to make residence.
Millennia.
Yep.
Alright.
So that is the Blood Wars.
So I say all of that back.
No, he lectures on that
Oh, he lectures
for the
on
next
that.
45 minutes
Oh, dear heavens.
to you,
Do I
to
take
the whole
notes?
class.
Alright.
Do you take notes?
Do I take notes? Why did I ask you that?
Yeah, don't ask me that. Do you take notes?
Here and there I take notes of interesting bits that are interesting. But I am more conscious of the fact that I'm still hurt. and would like to not be hurt anymore.
Which
My wound is my arm is bugging me a little bit, and
which
I'm uncomfortable in the chair. And
Stella, who's sitting next to you, more injured than you were because he actually did that healing spell on you.
that's true.
He didn't do a burst.
Sure.
Which I don't think I explained completely. Stella takes more after her human side. She actually has fairly delicate features, which I've explained this to you, but I haven't explained it since the start of this.
The audience.
Yeah, fairly delicate features, but she does have the tusk teeth coming up, a greenish skin, bald head, and you look over meticulous notes, like these are cross-referenced, got her highlighters going on. I don't know if they have highlighters, but she got charcoal, different colors charcoal that she's marking them with. Like, boom.
Right, so I'll just look off of her.
So you're gonna
Her
cheat off of
notes
her
later.
notes.
I'll just look at her notes later.
Just look over. Take your own notes.
Why would I take my own notes?
You can't cheat off of me when you have the test.
I'm not cheating. I will just look at your notes to study. That's all.
When we're in combat and you don't know what that devil does,
Why
that doesn't
not?
help me.
I will study your notes. That's all.
Whew. Brutus, sitting in the front, says, "We don't study other people's notes. We take our own." Anna, stay after class. All right, that is all for today. You are all dismissed except you. Please continue to read chapters 8 and 9, detailing the Soul Forge, and the process in which devils and demons are created to continue this war. Thank you. I'll see you all tomorrow. And everyone else begins to file out. You sit there sulking.
I'm not sulking.
And Brutus walks up to you as once everyone's out of the class. Anna. Massages his temples. We need to discuss
Look, it's
your
not.
future and some important things here.
It's not cheating. It's the same as reading it out of a book. It wouldn't be cheating if I went to the library and I got a book on the subject. It's just the book was written by my good friend.
Okay. But there's something even more important than that we need to discuss.
What?
Soletto.
Oh
huh?
my gosh!
And he laughs.
I am never
and
gonna
the imp
know.
next to him
Oh.
chuckles and laughs.
I just start grabbing all of my things and packing.
He's a creepy one, ain't he?
He is very creepy. Kate, if everyone knows how stupid he is, then why is he even still here? I can't be the first person he's done this to.
Well, he's not, but you gotta admit, he's not a bad spellcaster.
He's not a bad spellcaster, but he's a full-on wannabe pedophile rapist.
Those, I wouldn't quite go that far.
All right, Kate, maybe not the pedophile part, but the rapist part for sure.
No.
If you have to question it, it's a problem.
You know, there's a type. The nobility in Cheliax are a very specific type. I'm
as
sure that him and Imperstera, Imperstera will get along great.
Impestera.
Yeah, remember half-elf cleric? You met her before.
The bitch?
Well, that's another word for her.
That's my name for her, since she never gave me hers.
She is your superior officer. You can't call her bitch.
Why not?
Because it is in the measure. Which you would know the measure is the book of doctrine for the Helmets.
Can I call her that on my own? Like, when it's just me and, like, You.
What we do in the sanctity of our own hearts is completely up to you. I have some names I have for certain people that I won't say as well.
So what do you mean that he and Imp and Sarah?
I'm sure they'll get along swimmingly. They're just the same type. And anytime you get one that's connected with a noble house, I mean, you know, Impacera's a... Well,
What, like all
if
they
it's not...
together?
No. Impacera, her parents, one of her parents is noble in Cheliax. The other one was some elf that passed through and
What,
jumped into bed.
She's a bastard?
Is that what they say if it's a girl, too?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, she is. So, he is the... Leto's like the 9th kid of a noble house. They had nothing to do with him. So he got sent here because he has potential. He does.
I know, and isn't that so annoying?
Yeah.
It would be so much easier if he was bad. If he was just bad at his job.
Oh, yeah, he just die. That makes it easy. It's nice here because people who are bad at their jobs here just die. Keeps it nice and simple.
Necessarily say that's a good thing, but it makes it easier to not have to deal with them, but it's a whole different
Which,
topic.
you made the comment there, you don't think that's necessarily a good thing, that the weak die. One of the reasons, I didn't actually want to talk with you about, Mr. Frou-Frous. So your paper, your last test, which was on the laws of what's that country called again? Revenel, thank you. The laws of Revenel. There was a part in the short answer there where we're discussing the issues of them allowing for escaped slaves to cross. You sounded sympathetic?
Sympathetic to the escaped slaves?
Yes.
Well, I don't think it's a bad thing for people to want freedom.
It is the law in Cheliax that slavery is legal. You're a Hell Knight.
I know, but these are the laws in Revenel. These are not the laws here.
But they allow them to break the law here and escape it by crossing the border.
But is it breaking the law in Revenel? And if the law in Revenel is just as the law is as in Cheliax, then once they cross the border, then they are no longer bound by the laws in Cheliax. They are bound by the laws in Revenel.
But they broke the laws and need to be punished for the initial breaking.
But if they're no longer in Cheliax, does it actually matter?
I only bring this up to caution you. If you're gonna be here, that's what Hell Knights, we enforce law without sympathy, without pity. They broke the law. Punishment has to happen for the breaking. Just be careful. It's okay to, you and I are both, we like to have a little fun with things once in a while, have a good laugh. But we are Hell Knights. Law and order. Without law, everything falls apart. And if I can just break the law and then run across a border and be fine, that brings chaos. So I just tell you, I will not be your only teacher, and not all of your teachers will be understanding.
All right. Thank you.
I mean, if you need a sympathetic ear, I'm sure Lena will provide all that you need. So he will say, all right, go enjoy your day. Go grab some more pie.
Thank you, sir.
Right. He will then... oh, wait, before you go. brings
Yes.
out
Yes.
a necklace. It's got some beautiful beading and beadworks like that. He's like, I got this from Wangi. What do you think?
From Wangi?
Yeah, that's the equivalent to the African, like that's the African type nation. in,
Yes. It's beautiful. Did you have to smoke something to get it? You did.
That will be all. He turns around and walks. It's not illegal in Mwangi.
I feel like
And then
we
he
just had
winks.
this
And then he
discussion.
winks to you and walks back in the back and sits down at his desk.
All right, I gather my things together and I leave. And head back up to the barracks. I'm assuming classes are done for the day then.
That's about the end of it. You do, as you're walking up, the lieutenant, first lieutenant, sees you. Are you walking with?
No, Stella left.
Stella waited for you. She waited for
she
you.
did?
Yeah, she waited for
okay.
you outside. What do you have to? What do you want to talk about?
I just wanted to talk about my paper. It's fine.
Oh, the slave thing.
Don't. Oh my god. Even you.
I told you.
It's not the law there. So
And sometimes I wonder if this is the right place for you.
it's not like I had a choice, is it?
She puts her arm around you as you both walk back towards the barracks. As you're getting close, you do see the first lieutenant. Sees you, waves you down. Anna, Stella.
As soon as I see her, I try to kind of hide.
This is the he.
Oh, as soon as I see him, I try to kind of hide.
Anna.
Yes, sir.
Captain Trios wants to see you.
Yes, sir.
They have an assignment.
Really?
Go talk.
All right. So wait, Stella too, or just me?
No, both of you. Both of you.
Oh, okay. Right.
We knew if we gave it to one, we gave it to the other.
All right. So we make our way over to Captain Jensen's office.
All right. So you enter into Captain Calistrionis' office. You see on the wall is a beautiful black longsword. Cased, definitely held in prize. There are a couple of chairs. There is a desk, nice desk, but it's very Spartan, very utilitarian in its thing. She's sitting at the desk and studying her papers and different things like that. And she, as you walk in, she's still looking at the
Captain?
papers. Anna. And Stella, please. Well, how did you enjoy your combat today?
To be completely frank, ma'am, it was horrible.
Why? Why do you say that?
I was knocked out
Yes?
again.
That is what it is to be a frontline fighter. You fight in the front, the clerics and spellcasters are in the back, and then they help revive us when we get knocked out.
I know.
Get used to being knocked out for a while. Believe me, I have been knocked out more times than I care to remember, especially since I can't remember most of them.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, you have done very well in combat. Struggled in studies a little in your history and demonology.
It's true.
However, you have you've been doing well, and so we had a request come through that none of the active Hell Knights can spare the time, so they gave it to the armigers to address, and I want to give the two of you a chance to see if you can do something more than fight bearded devils.
That would be fantastic, ma'am.
one of the noble houses here down in the town, in the city, has put forth a complaint. There are people going missing in town.
A specific type of people or just people?
Apparently, the account at this time is 7 that have gone missing recently. This only made it to us because the most recent individual is the daughter of this nobleman who appears to have disappeared.
Is it all women?
No. Men, women, young, old. We are not quite sure. So they have asked us to investigate.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Jodun will get... I have the list of names and the information for you. I will provide you with that. You will also have what other resources you need. There will be a... she pulls out of her back and drops a little bag of 10 gold. Operating expenses. And maybe to... for those who need it, maybe loosen some tongues.
You want me to bribe people?
We enforce the law, whatever it takes.
Yes, ma'am.
You can use that. She pulls out a dagger and slams it down. It pierces into the top of the thing. Or that. Your choice. I don't care either way.
Yes, ma'am.
Find out what's happening. This nobleman, if we don't find anything, will cause trouble and annoyance for the lictor. And we don't want that. It's annoying. He is a merchant. He brings in a lot of the goods that we live off of. We want to keep him happy.
Yes, ma'am.
This is a opportunity for leadership. Again, to show that you can do more than fight.
Be knocked out by bearded dragons? Or bearded demons?
A bearded dragon would kill you.
I know. Why do I keep calling it a dragon? A bearded demon.
Also, this tells us, can you be trusted with town patrols?
Absolutely.
If you want to get out of the Citadel more, this is your chance to prove yourself. Alright. Get new armor. You are going as a Hell Knight. You will get, for this, a set of armor. For both of you, not your normal practice armor. Hell Knight armor. You represent us.
Yes, ma'am.
Take your weapon of choice. One for range and one for close. If there's anything else you need, talk to the lieutenant or the quartermaster, and we will see that you get what you need.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You are to report to this nobleman tomorrow.
What is the nobleman's name, ma'am?
It's written in the reports. I'll hand those to you.
Thank you.
You will go and see him tomorrow, and pray to Lord Osmodius that you can resolve it quickly.
We will resolve this quickly.
Good. Off with you now.
Thank you, ma'am. And I do a short little military bow and...
you do a salute. You don't bow. You
salute. Bow, whatever thing.
You salute your boss. Salute chest.
Salute, and then turn around and walk away.
Right.
With the folder. And I kind of, as soon as we walked out the door. No, wait, I have something I want to do.
Okay.
So we walk out the door and kind of like, the bestest
Sounds like, oh my gosh, we gotta go down to the town. We gotta get out of the Citadel.
I know. This might be the first time.
I know.
Without a chaperone.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my gosh. Right. How healed are you?
I'm hurt. We can go get healed up
Can
some
we
more.
go
Yeah,
down
let's go get,
to
get
the
some.
medics?
Let's go
Okay.
get healed up a little more.
Let's go down to the medic level.
Okay. So you on second level, there's a guard / medic type area for them to, makes sense for them to be right next to each other. So you head down to the second level and head down to the medic area. As you walk up, there are a couple priests we've got one of Iomade, one of Asmodeus. There he is very much, they're both very stern, but in like different ways. It's like one's stern angry, one's just stern.
Right.
And then there is in there also, you do see a signifier. You don't recognize this one.
Leto,
No,
Okay.
Leto is in training.
Okay.
This is a full signifier.
full signifier. Okay.
Mask and all. There is a mask the signifiers wear. There are no eye slots, but they can see through them, but you cannot see them. They are in a type of plate armor, but it is a close-fitting, not bulky, with black cape on it. And there's a signifier in there as well. And he's standing next to a very light-skinned, light-haired human in white as you walk in.
Right. So we go in. I take a very quick glance around, and I am indeed looking for the man who had healed me before. But I'm trying not to be obvious about the fact that I was looking for him. So I just because he's very different. He's not.
You see that he is currently engaged in conversation with this signifier. Head looked down, nodding.
So do you like obviously seeing that I kind of
Stella walks in and says,
torn.
could I get healed? I'm still a little beat up.
So
And the high priest of Iomade walks up. Oh, yes. Well, kind of that nurse that's like the no nonsense nurse. Like, sit down. Okay, take this off. Let me. It's like, okay, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna pull right here. I'm gonna twist it there. And so they are going to examine and do a medicine check on her. Which even with a 3, they've got like a plus 15, so it's like a bad.
It works.
It works. To check on her, and they're going over. He's going over wounds. The priest of Asmodeus looks up to you, seeing if you need anything.
I also would like to be healed a little bit. I am still injured from the previous training session.
Okay. We need some healing. Did someone already work on you? You said more healing.
Yes, that man over there in the white, he was at the training session and healed me a little before.
Signifier Titus. And you see the signifier look over. The mask is disturbing. It's this swirl pattern that comes into the center, and you can't see through. It's like, yes, what can I do for you? And he's like, it appears that your man helped assist in treating some wounds earlier today. Yes, he's very good at that. Do you need more healing from him?
Not necessarily from him, but from someone would be nice.
Boy, would you help with treating his wounds while I need to get back to my research. And so he turns around and walks out. And he's like, yes, sir. Yes. And he walks over. And the priest is like, he can mundanely treat your wounds, but let me assist. And so he was going to cast heal on you. Nice. That is 15 points
Okay.
of healing.
Okay. I have to break on my calculator. Hold on.
This is why we got you the calculator.
I know. That's exactly it.
Oh, are you healed?
Exactly it, yeah.
So you get he heals you that, and then the individual walks up to do a quick
I don't need to do that anymore.
medicine check. Where's my biter? Oh, there's my biter. Do a quick medicine check on you. Okay, yeah. Looks you over. That appears to have done it. You should be feeling well. Looks like he looks at the bandage on your arm. Who wrapped this?
I can't say I'm very good at many things, but this is not one of them.
Looks up at you. Cuts it. Just like, well, you won't need that anymore. And in the future, I would recommend letting someone else bandage your wounds.
It's true. Are you with the signifier? He said.
He is my master. Yes.
Are you a slave?
I'm owned by my master. Titus, yes.
Mm.
Are you in need of any more healing?
No, I'm just surprised. I've never seen you around here before. I've lived here for years.
We have recently returned. My master has been out of the Citadel, researching and studying in other lands for many, many years. We recently returned at the request of Master Kithwaldwin. Master Kithwaldwin, he is assisting with his research. So,
So are you?
is that all?
Yes, that's all of the healing I needed. Thank you.
He turns to the priest of Asmodeus. Is there else I can serve, my lord? He's like, no, we're done. Go, Asmir. And he walks out of the room after him.
Excuse me, sir. Did you just call that man an Asmir?
Yes. Never seen one? I haven't either. He is an Asmir. Yeah. His master, apparently, he's an old signifier, been around for quite a while, but hasn't been around recently. So yeah, he's had him pretty much all his life. So yeah, he's an Asmar. Parents, there's some celestials somewhere in the family tree there, apparently.
Wow. I've never seen an Asmir before.
No, I can't believe he brings him in here.
Why?
He is a descendant of those of the heavens. We are the Hell Knights.
I guess you're right. It's a little.
And he's going to in that that is a 17 intimidation check.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I actually am not sure what the DC is that I'd check against for an intimidation check for you. Let's check the book, because I'm actually not sure.
I don't know.
So it'd be under
Would that
skills.
Okay.
So it'll be under skills.
Intimidation, charisma.
Yeah, I know it takes charisma. I'm just not sure.
Will DC.
Okay, we're against your will DC. So that was 17.
My will is a 7. So would it be?
It's 10 plus that. So 17. So he just
17.
makes it. So he ain't saying this to you. This is like, you're about to get in trouble if you don't watch your mouth.
I don't understand why I'm in trouble, but okay. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
He turns back and walks over. At this point, Stella has been treated. Her wounds have also been healed up. She starts moving around. She's like, oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Praise Lady Almaday. Praise Asmodeus. And then she walks over to you. It's like, oh, I feel better now.
I do too. Let's leave.
Okay, what's wrong?
Nothing. Let's go.
Okay. Are you trying to? You're not trying to.
No,
deceive
I'm
me.
just trying to leave.
So you guys, all right. So you guys head out of the medic place there. Start heading your way back up the stairs. What's wrong? Why are you?
Nothing. Did you see that? Did you see that boy? Well, I guess he's not really a boy. He's a man. But
Yeah.
did you see him?
Yeah, he was like, oh.
He's an Asmir.
What?
Like an actual Asmir.
I thought they were like only in stories.
I knew they existed. Like I
Well,
but
yeah.
I've
I mean,
never
they're in our
seen
studies,
one.
but like,
I've never seen one before.
I haven't either. Wow.
What is he doing here?
I don't know. What was he doing? I mean, did you?
He's a slave. I didn't
Wow.
even think that was possible. Aren't
Wow.
they supposed to be like all powerful and?
Well, no.
like,
I mean, that's
oh
like.
gods!
I mean, that's the same as saying you're a tiefling. Aren't you all powerful?
Well,
Oh gosh!
of
Come
course I
on.
am.
Let's get to bed early so we can go all rested. So tomorrow we can head out to the city.
I know. All right.
That's gonna be fun.
I know.
And that is where we're gonna end tonight.
Why was he so mean to me? That was rude.
You just asked why a priest of Asmodeus, the god of hell, doesn't like having an Azimir around.
Well, I didn't. It wasn't
Think
that.
about
it. Wasn't
it.
that. It was not. It was more than.
Think about it. Think about it. Be more constructive with your criticism.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
So,
All right.
I will have printed for you for the next session your notes
Cool.
from the commander about the case.
Awesome.
That way you can look over them. And then, yeah, you need to go solve a missing persons case.
I get to be an investigator.
You do.
Cool. Well, thank you so much, you guys, for sharing this first episode with us, and we hope that you're really enjoying it. As you can see, we are at Party of 2 RPG on social media. We are on Instagram. There's not Facebook. There's literally just Instagram. So follow us there. We also have private Instagrams that you can follow as well. Okay, I have a private Instagram that you can follow
I gotta
as well.
set up one for this. Please like and subscribe.
Yes, please like and subscribe if you found some good content here, if you enjoy their story. If you have constructive criticism, please feel free to leave it in the comments below. And yeah.
And if
that's
you
it.
are a DM also trying to homebrew your own campaigns and are wanting a group of people who can help bounce stories off of with this one in particular, like because it's just two of us, there's no one to bounce ideas off of. There is a Discord server.
There's a Discord server that was started by me. It's called Pathfinder GM Writers Room. So please go ahead and go join that if you are a DM and you're looking for somebody to bounce ideas off for your homebrew campaign. We would love to have you come in there.
And so we will see you next week. And remember, it only takes two.
Good night, you guys.